Hey everyone, welcome to TFT, Tarot for Today, Divine Dabblings with Oberon and Banshee, and it's me, Banshee, for my Material Matters segment, your tarot keys to success in business, education, and finance. Welcome to the show. Hope everybody's had a great week, this prior week, and here's hoping that the week ahead is going to be a prosperous one for all of us. All right, so we're going to get started with our reading for the collective from the Sacred Creators Oracle by Chris-Anne. I've already been shuffling these a bit. We'll just get right to it here. Let's see what we've got. Oh. Let's move beyond intention to belief. Number 5. Which to me correlates quite nicely with the Hierophant card in the tarot. You are a spiritual being, and you have light-working charisma in spades. You have the glow of a leader and the ability to bring people together under a common umbrella for a unified goal. Use your powerful voice and your message to inspire people and show them the way by walking the talk. Seek to serve and move from intention to a place of unquestionable belief. You are being asked to untether your faith so that it can multiply and flourish. Remember that there is no need to follow anyone else without first checking in with your own wise heart. Are you holding on to old ways of thinking without questioning them? What beliefs are you growing into? Allow Spirit to show you how to believe, how to really believe, because that is how your intentional, miraculous, and spectacular life thrives. Choose your beliefs, write them down. Know that they will guide you through any hardships you face. Say them out loud and hear the conviction in your voice. State your future to the universe so they hear. And when you do, you will unlock a beautiful symphony of success. So this is the time to examine your beliefs, and what's truly working for you. Maybe it's time to even perhaps entertain the idea of changing some. But truly, whatever you believe in, stick with it. Stick with it and walk that talk. I think that's basically what it's saying here. And be an example for others. So that's what I have for the collective this week. Let's move on to our readings. So this reading is for all the elemental signs of the Zodiac, and it's from August 1 through August 7. Happy Lammas is this weekend, so August 1st is this weekend. So blessed Lunasa, Lammas to all who celebrate. And the moon is moving from Taurus on Sunday all the way through to Cancer Leo next Saturday. The moon will largely be in Leo on August 7th. Not a lot else going on. So let's start with our air signs. Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, this is for you for the week ahead. Okay. Ooh, your focus for the week ahead is the King of Swords. Wow, be the leader who is not afraid to make decisions. Be the leader who's not afraid to, to objectively weigh the facts. You may have your own agenda, you may have your own ideas on how things should be done, but the focus is to basically be magnanimous enough to look at everybody's point of view, let everybody input and weigh things carefully before you make your final decisions. So this is a card of leadership, and setting a course for the week ahead. But how best can you prepare for that, focus air signs? Well, if it was this way, it'd be a lot clearer, but she's upside down, this Queen of Wands. So how best you can prepare for the focus is by not being too pushy and aggressive. So again, maybe this ties into right with what I was saying here is, you may have your own ideas and your own agenda, but this is the time to really, really be bigger than that and to recognize everybody's seat at the table. And so, other people might have valuable ideas and thoughts that you need to consider. So don't just take a my way or the highway attitude this week. Really try to broaden that perspective. And I think if you do, people will be very helpful to you this week. Here is the Seven of Pentacles upright. They're going to be helpful in this regard. They're going to want to take some steps back and really reevaluate and reassess what they're doing. Perhaps some of the decisions that you make will revolve around that. Maybe the decision is to have people do a reassessment. Are, your work processes and methods working for you? Is it time to switch up and do something a different way? I think people will be very interested in taking that step back and, analyzing the situation along with you. So ultimately, will there be forward or backward movement for the air signs this week? Well, look at that. It's the Six of Swords. You know what? It's a nice card in this respect. Notice that sun shining there. Notice the clouds starting to part, and you are rowing that boat towards that sunlight. I think that basically by week's end, you'll be in a far better place. And let's look at why that is the case by doing a recap here. So basically, you're taking the lead, you're taking charge, you're making the decisions that you need to make one way or another. Whether your advisors have presented you with particular ideas. It's time for you to weigh everything with a balanced mind, with an open mind, and really decide and determine what's the best course of action for you, whether it's a possible a new route in business that you want to take, whether it's business processes that need to be reevaluated. You're going to be doing that. And then you're going to be making some decisions, and you're also going to make sure that when you make these decisions, you're not being heavy-handed about it with this Queen of Wands here. You're not saying this is my way or the highway. You have taken everybody's ideas into account and maybe have come up with a blended solution. Others are definitely involved in this process. They're helping you reassess things. They're feeding you ideas and their thoughts on the matter. And so that's why you need to carefully weigh everything. Because ultimately, by week's end, guess what? It's putting you in a far better place than you were at the beginning of the week. So good luck with that, air signs. Looking pretty good for you in this week ahead. It's a process, as they say. So, hey, my fellow fire signs. Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. This is for you and me. All right. Okay, fire signs, your focus for the week ahead. Excuse me. As I choke on my words, It's the Tower. The Tower is reversed. Oh my. Okay, fire signs, we're off to not so great start. And why? Because maybe we refuse to accept the fact that certain things have not been working well for us, and we refuse to let go of some things we really need to. The Tower reversed is indicating that it's time to look at what's not working, and move past it. Let some of these processes and procedures go that are just not working for you. This is time to learn. Maybe this is about taking too much risks and gambles with your money. Whatever the case may be, you need to learn some lessons in order to move forward. And if you don't, you're going to keep repeating the cycle over and over again. So how best can you prepare for this focus? You have the world. The world is upright in this position, but it's basically saying that the best way you can prepare for this focus is by focusing on, completion. How do you get to that finish line? We're wallowing and going in circles here with this Tower reversed, and you need to focus on not spinning your wheels, not spinning your heels, but getting to that finish line. And how best to do it seems to be changing up what hasn't been working. And what about people this week? Will they be helpful or not? Well, all things considered, because of what you're going through here, I think people are feeling that their hands are kind of tied. They're feeling like they're unable to make any moves forward, because maybe they've been trying to tell you, we've been doing things all wrong. We're not getting anywhere, and you haven't been listening. So it's time maybe to help them, to maybe release them from this feeling of everything we say you're ignoring. Maybe it's time to open the ears and listen and say, I'm ready to hear what your ideas are and what you have to say now. So will there be forward or backward movement, or no movement at all for you by week's end? I really hope this means you're going to see the light, because there's the Six of Swords again, right at the end of the reading. And it's upright, and look at that. The sun is coming out. It's trying to inch its way through those clouds. And I feel that, maybe bit by bit, you're going to be moving in a more positive direction by week's end. But let's recap. That's an if, because it's only if you break this cycle. You break this cycle with the focus here on, repeating cycles that are not healthy, maybe doing things the same old way and getting the same zero results. It's time to change up that focus, especially if you want to reach the finish line, if you want to reach completion, if you want to finally achieve success. It's what you have to do. Listen to people. Let them out of the box you've put them in. You've kind of got them doing the same old thing over and over again, and they're kind of feeling trapped, and they're almost afraid to speak out, Now tell them it's time that you are willing to listen to their ideas and what they have to say, because ultimately it may set you on a far better course than the one you've been on, fire signs. So that's what I have for you for the week ahead. Good luck with that. Water with a touch of sunny orange juice. All right. Hey, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces, my friends, the water signs. This reading is for you. right? Wow. Well, water. Isn't this so a water sign thing in a way? The Two of Pentacles. I know they're showing him on a unicycle here and he's juggling. But let's think about the waves of the sea, you know, they go up and down and often this card is depicted with roiling waves behind the juggler. And so I feel like this week is a juggling act for you water signs, the Two of Pentacles. Oh, that was Cab moving the camera. The Two of Pentacles is all about juggling things, all about trying to maintain a balance and harmony in your business and your personal affairs. So it's going to be one of those weeks, water signs, you know, where you're just going to have to be a little bit on your toes to try to keep it all together, you know, but definitely try to balance it out, you know, make time for some pleasure as well as business. And how best can you prepare for that focus? Well, it's the Knight of Swords, but the Knight of Swords is reversed here. So I think water signs, you're going to have to watch the decisions you make. Are they in your best interests? Are they helping you juggle and balance what you need to keep steady in this week ahead? You got to watch your decision-making process here, and also possibly too, you know, how you're communicating your intentions to others, because maybe you're telling them, you're sending them mixed messages, you know, maybe you're telling them you can do this and you can do that, and then that juggling act goes out the window here, you know, you're taking on too much. Or maybe you're telling them you're not ready for certain things, and then you miss out on some opportunities, you know, that could be very positive for you. So just watch what you're saying, watch what you're deciding in the weeks ahead, and watch out the signals that you're sending out to others. So what about people this week? Will there be cooperation or conflict? Will they be helpful? Well, it's the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups is reversed. I could look at this a couple different ways. For some of us, for some of you water signs, this might indicate that maybe you're revisiting some things from the past, some business contacts, some advisors, some people you have worked with in the past who might be able to help you out, you know, with a situation. It's also possible that maybe you have some unfinished business from your past, which is maybe holding you up from moving forward. So you need to tie up, you know, some of these loose ends, you know, which might be part of, you know, what's going on here with this balancing act you're trying to do. You know, in order to move forward, you have to finish, you know, up what you might have left dangling from the past. And it may be involving some others, you know, people that work for you, or maybe people that have worked with you in the past. Oh dear. So will there be forward or backward movement, or no movement at all for you this week? Well, look at that. It's the Magician, and the Magician is reversed. And if you notice in this deck here, it looks as though the Magician is, well, trying to juggle all those four elemental things here, and is not having an easy time doing it because he's reversed. So I kind of feel like by week's end, you know, the juggling act is failing. Maybe as we recap, we can see where things might be going awry. But it looks as though, you know, you're either, you know, this idea of faking it till you make it is not working out for you. You know, it's not a good idea this week. You can't fake it. You know, you either have it together or you don't by week's end, and it's going to show. So don't try to fake it. You know, if all else fails, just admit maybe you've taken on too much, or maybe you just weren't prepared enough for what you were facing, you know, this week. So let's take a look at this, water signs. It's a juggling act for you this week, you know, trying to keep your business and personal life separate, maybe taking on too much in business, and so things are starting to fall apart. And it's possible here that you are communicating the wrong things to people. You're sending out mixed signals, you know, that maybe you're ready to take on certain tasks that you are not ready for, that you are unable to, you know, that you have taken on so much that you have letting things fall behind. So maybe on a positive here, I feel the one positive might be maybe looking to some contacts, some advisors, some people you've worked with in the past to give you a hand with some stuff. They might be able to help you out here. But ultimately, by week's end, it's as if, you're not moving forward this week. It's just you're barely able to kind of hold your own and keep it together. So it's best to not take on more than you can handle this week, or to maybe make it seem to people that you're able to, to do things that you aren't really ready to do yet. So this is a cautionary tale for those of you who are applying for jobs as well. Don't try to act like you can do things that you are not capable of, because in the end, it will hurt you. You will be found out. So just definitely be upfront about what you know, what you don't know, and I wish you luck for the week ahead, water sign. It's going to be kind of rocky. Little bit rough waters for you this week. Okay, earth signs. It's your turn. Let's see what's happening for Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn in the week ahead. All right. Okay, your focus for the week ahead, earth signs. The Fool is reversed. So, your focus this week is you really wanting to step off that ledge, aren't you? You really want to take a risk or gamble of some sort. You're hoping something will pay off. But I really think this is one of those moments where it's wiser to look before you leap. Don't just jump out without checking the facts first. Making sure that if you are investing in something, that it's really going to pay off for you, that it's not too risky. I would just do things that are low risk this week. If you got contracts to sign, you could put it off and do some more research on these things. It might be a wise thing to do. Ha ha! And how best can you prepare for that focus in the week ahead? Well, look at that. There's that Two of Pentacles from the previous reading. And so the best way to prepare for this focus is balance and moderation in this week ahead. This is not going to extremes. Don't go tip your hand too much one way or the other way. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. I really think this reinforces very much the message of the Fool's card for you earth signs here. So, what about people this week? Will there be cooperation or conflict? This is interesting. This card is very reminiscent to me of the message of the Eight of Cups card. We have the Six of Cups card here, upright. So what about people this week? This, again, might be a time where you are tapping into some people you know. Maybe just throwing some ideas at them to see what will stick. Maybe this is an idea to get them on board with some business project you're working on. Or maybe, this is advice from some people who may have some expertise either in finance or business, some material area of your concern. But, you have very good memories and positive feelings about whoever these people are. So it seems like you have a sense of trust here. And so these people could really help you, earth signs, try to kind of sort out, what you should be doing. So will there be forward or backward movement or no movement at all for you earth signs this week? Boy, if this doesn't fall in line with this reading, we have the Seven of Pentacles, and the Seven of Pentacles is upright. So, I think this is a good week to step back, take it easier, and not take any major risks or make any major decisions. This really does reinforce. This is a card of reassessing where you are at with your material affairs, where you are at financially, where you are at with your business venture or, the work that you are doing. It's a time of assessment, not taking any major risks, not taking any major gambles. Let's go over this again. You'll just see how all of this seems to get fit together very, very nicely, Earth signs. So really, this isn't a bad week, but it's not really much a forward movement week. And it's definitely a week with the Fool here, Earth signs, that you should not be taking any major risks or gambles. Don't do anything callous. Check it out first. Make sure you know what you're getting yourself into, because ultimately it could turn out bad for you. And really, that's reinforced by this card here, is how best to prepare for this is like all things in moderation this week, balance. Do not do anything that is too extreme. Like, to me, that's like extreme sports. The Fool card here reversed. This is like the skateboarder who is doing a really risky maneuver for the first time, let's say, at an Olympic event. You wouldn't want to do that. You would want to put in your years of practice first. So I feel here that don't do anything risky. And ultimately, check out some things that have worked for you in the past. Some people have been able to help you out or offer you some positive advice in the past. People that you have worked with in the past and can collaborate with. I think that you'll get some support there and some positive reinforcement for, some things that you need to look at and reassess. They will give you some ideas that you can sit back now and analyze, okay, how does this apply to what I've already done and what I need to do in the future? Where do I go from here? So really, by week's end, you're looking at that. You're not doing it. You're taking steps back, and you're deciding where you're going to go in the weeks ahead. Okay, so that's kind of what I have for you, Earth signs, for the week ahead. So interesting week for everybody. And at this point, I want to just say what fun we have been having doing our happy hour, popping it up all over the place in the month of July. We might have narrowed it down a little bit, but we may pop it up for a couple weeks more just to see if we can find a home for it. That is our show where we do a one-card pull, a positive message from Spirit for everybody. So stay tuned. You never know when the next one will pop up. And finally, don't forget to watch Mr. O's shows, his Goth Tarot. It's on every Wednesday morning at 8 a.m. Rise and shine and check out his show. And finally, the Emotional Exchanges show, which comes out every Friday morning at 7 a.m. I'll get them right someday. And then he'll change the time on me again. But do check out the Emotional Exchanges, because that side of our life is just as important as the material side. So anyway, take care, everybody. I hope you have a prosperous week ahead, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.